Everyone thought this was going to be one of those cute influencer sleepovers where everyone dresses up, laughs on camera, and posts TikToks all night. Instead, it turned into one of the most awkward and messy streams Alabama Barker has ever been part of, and the internet is still trying to figure out what really went wrong. What started as a Valentine's hangout somehow ended with arguments, people getting kicked out, rumors about a mystery guy in her bed, and fans saying this is just another example of Alabama falling out with her own friends. And the more clips people rewatch, the more uncomfortable the whole night looks. The plan sounded simple at first. Alabama had invited a group of girls out to Los Angeles for what she called a Valentine's sleepover stream. This wasn't just a normal hangout, though. Cameras were on the whole time, clips were being posted live, and every moment was turning into content. The vibe she was going for was that classic influencer girls' night energy. Glam, music playing in the background, gifts, food everywhere, everyone laughing like they were the closest group of friends ever. She even surprised the girls with flowers and presents, and at the start, it really did look like the perfect night. People watching the stream were commenting about how fun everything seemed and how sweet Alabama was for putting it all together. But even in those early clips, some viewers noticed that Alabama looked like she was trying really hard to make sure everyone felt included. She was in full host mode, checking on everyone, handing out gifts, making sure the camera caught the fun moments. And that's when the first comments started popping up saying things like, "I hope her friends treat her as good as she treats them." At the time, it sounded like a nice compliment, but later on it felt more like a warning. Because with influencer friend groups, everything can look perfect on camera one minute and completely fall apart the next. One of the first awkward moments actually came from something small, but it changed the energy fast. Alabama had hired a private chef for the night, and at one point she asked about the food that was being prepared. The chef told her she would make a plate for her, which seemed normal at first, but then one of the girls standing nearby asked if she could get the same thing. That's when the chef made it clear the food was only for Alabama. Nobody else. The room went quiet for a second, and you could see the confusion on everyone's faces. It might have just been part of the arrangement, but sitting there watching the host get served while the guests stand around can make the whole vibe feel weird instantly. Alabama seemed to notice it too, because she quickly said she would just make her own plate instead. It looked like she was trying to smooth things over, but the mood never fully went back to how it was before. According to Alabama, the tension didn't even start at the party. She later said things already felt off earlier in the day when one of the girls, Somaya, asked Alabama's driver to stop and pick someone up without checking with her first. At first, that sounds like a small thing, but Alabama said she didn't even know who the girl was, and when she heard the name, she thought it might be someone she had problems with before. From her point of view, it wasn't just about an extra guest. It was about the fact that plans were being changed using her driver and her event without her knowing anything about it. When you're hosting something and paying for everything, that kind of situation can feel disrespectful fast. Of course, once the story got online, Somaya gave her side too. She claimed that Alabama sleeps late most days and is hard to reach, so the communication earlier wasn't clear. But she also said something that made people look at the whole situation differently. She said Alabama sometimes finds girls on Instagram and flies them out just to hang out. When viewers heard that, a lot of people started saying the group didn't seem like real friends at all. And if you go back and watch the stream now, the dynamic does feel a little forced. Everyone is laughing and filming, but it doesn't always look like a group that's known each other for years. It looks more like people still figuring each other out while the cameras are rolling. Then another detail made the situation even more suspicious. Alabama said the girls who came to the sleepover had signed NDAs before the event. That immediately made fans think there was way more going on behind the scenes than what we saw on stream. Because if people had to sign agreements before coming over, that means something bigger could have happened that nobody is allowed to talk about. And knowing how chaotic the night already sounded, a lot of viewers are convinced the real drama never made it online. The moment that really made everything explode, though, was when Alabama talked about what happened upstairs. She said she went into her room and found one of her friends in her bed with a guy she didn't even know, not just sitting there, actually in her bed. She said she told them to get out immediately, and the whole thing turned into a situation. As soon as people heard that part, the internet went wild trying to guess who the guy was. Comment sections filled up with theories, screenshots, and people breaking down every clip from the stream like it was a reality show. Some of the guesses got so crazy that people even joked about the guy being someone from her own family circle, which made the whole thing even more awkward. And once Travis Barker's name started getting mentioned, the drama went to another level. There have been rumors about Travis in the past, and he's admitted before that he wasn't always faithful in old relationships. So every time something new happens, the internet connects it back to that history. There's no proof he had anything to do with this situation at all, but that didn't stop people from making theories and posting them everywhere. And when the Kardashians get pulled into any story, you already know it's going to spread fast. The more clips people watched, the more it felt like the whole night had been tense from the start. Little moments that didn't seem like a big deal at first suddenly looked different. The way people talked to each other, the way the energy shifted, the way Alabama kept trying to keep things together on camera. Some fans started saying the problem wasn't just the mystery guy or the extra guest. They think the real issue is that influencer friendships aren't always real in the first place. When cameras are on, everyone acts like best friends. But once something goes wrong, everything falls apart fast. And this isn't the first time people online have noticed Alabama falling out with friends. Over the past few years, there have been several moments where she stopped talking to people she used to be close with, and every time it turns into a public situation. Some fans feel bad for her and say she's surrounded by people who just want clout. Others think the drama keeps happening because the lifestyle itself makes real friendships hard to keep. When everything is filmed, posted, and judged by millions of people, even small problems can turn into huge ones overnight. In the end, nobody really knows everything that happened during that Valentine's sleepover. We only saw the parts that were streamed, the pieces people talked about online, and the rumors that spread after. If NDAs were really involved, there could be a lot more to the story that never comes out. And honestly, that might be why people are still talking about it. Because the more you look at those clips, the more it feels like something bigger happened behind the scenes. So now the question everyone keeps asking is whether this was just a misunderstanding that got blown out of proportion, or if the whole night was doomed from the start. Was it fake friendships, jealousy, clout chasing, or just the pressure of living everything online? Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure. That Valentine's sleepover was supposed to be fun, and instead it turned into another piece of internet drama people can't stop watching. And knowing how fast things move in that world, this probably won't be the last time we hear about it.